Consumer Affairs on Grand Bahama visit various food stores to monitor VAT reduction impact. Also concerns raised over shop owners selling expired goods. And Grand Bahama police investigate attempted suicide incident.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for tuning in. Topping news, Consumer Affairs on Grand Bahama visiting various food stores on the island to assure that these businesses are in compliance with the 5% VAT decrease on all food in grocery stores, gas stations and convenience stores, except deli-prepared foods, sugary drinks and candy. Tonight, our Shalia Roll speaks with the Chief Price Inspector at Consumer Affairs Unit and has tonight's top story.
April 1 marking the value-added tax decrease in the country. Officials from Consumer Affairs on Grand Bahama visiting various stores on the island to assure that these proprietors are in compliance with the new laws.
Basically, all of the stores were compliant.
Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Philip Davis, making an announcement in January, making it known that there will be a decrease in value-added tax from 10% to 5% on all food in grocery stores, excluding prepared food in delis, sugary drinks, and candy, adding that this change is possible because the economy in the country is now considered stable while providing financial relief to consumers. While the Chief Price Inspector at Consumer Affairs, Reno Smith, is sharing why it is important for the department to visit these establishments.
It's important for the team here at Consumer Affairs to go out and inspect the various food stores in particular to ascertain whether or not the government's policy was being enforced.
While making their rounds, the department came across one store that was not in compliance with the new VAT laws. Consumer Affairs is now turning the information over to Inland Revenue, where an investigation will be launched into the store.
All of the stores were compliant, however, we did find one particular store who did not make the necessary changes, and they were advised accordingly that if needs be, necessary action will be taken.
Last week, during preliminary checks at various stores in the Western District, officials realized that shop owners in the area are charging value-added tax with no VAT certificate. Smith leaves this message for consumers who may be experiencing this.
Do not, in addition to seeing their business license, if you do not see a VAT certificate properly adorned on the walls of the establishment, they are not to pay VAT, because we have persons who are charging VAT, receiving the monies, but they're not turning the monies over to the government of the Bahamas.
Now, residents visiting stores today share that changes have been seen, while commending officials from the Department of Consumer Affairs for making the efforts to assure that these stores are in compliance.
I expected it to be higher today, but I believe that the VAT has really kicked in with me. I feel that way, and then I saw a few people in there that was checking things, and that was a good thing.
They should have been on the top of the game and not behind the game, like following it.
I would say that any type of savings is great, even though I honestly believe they should have been 0%, but I'm grateful nonetheless. It's a wonderful thing. We need price control, every day, to be honest with you. So if they're doing their job, hats off to them.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
Thanks, Shalia. Well, it's a change that has been months in the making amid concerns over the ever-increasing cost of living. Value-added tax has now been reduced on essential food items. Cleopatra Murphy spoke with residents for their reaction.
It's official. Value-added tax has been reduced to 5% on unprepared foods, and residents are embracing the move as a much-needed change.
It's a good thing because everybody know the price of grocery is so expensive. It discourages you sometimes to purchase things, but because you need it, you have to get it. So, you're complaining about it. But if we got 5%, then that's good.
Resident Shaniqua Moore was unaware VAT had dropped from 10% to 5%, chalking her savings at the cash register to in-store specials until alerted by the cashier. Unlike her, sisters Lorna Knowles and Laverne Williams were intentional and opted to wait for Tuesday to stretch their dollars.
We are on monthly, and so we waited for this day. Like yesterday, my sister said, "Oh, we're not going shopping today. We're waiting for the 5% drop." And I was like, "Okay then." And so we waited for this day, so we anticipate that when we go in there, that it will be feasible to our monthly and see how much more we can get.
It feels super great because, you know, dealing with when you're on monthly voucher and thing, and you could stretch it a little bit more. It may not be as much as you expected, but you could stretch it a little bit more, and we could be able to get a little more things to carry home.
Among residents grocery shopping was Harold Miller, and for him, the proof of savings were in the receipt.
I think it'll help a little bit, you know what I mean? Yeah, it'll help, especially, and we should appreciate, you know what I mean, the daily it will do, you know. It's much less, 5% less, you know, than it used to be.
Her grocery cart filled, Raquel Henfield says the VAT reduction will help her dollars go further and make a huge difference for persons experiencing hard times.
If grocery items were reduced at VAT on grocery items on the whole, that would benefit especially persons who are in Grand Bahama and persons who are unemployed, you know, and Freeport especially. It would help. The burden would be released a lot.
Rosella Rowe shares the same sentiment.
It's a good idea, but it should be much more lower than this, because there's a lot of people out there still hurting and they don't have a job, so it needs to go down much lower.
This is the second time the Davis administration has lowered VAT, taking it down from 12% to 10% in January 2022. Minister of Economic Affairs Senator the Honorable Michael Alcides in January estimated government will lose $30 million in revenue with this latest reduction. But Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says the move is intended to bring down the cost of living and ensure food is affordable for Bahamians. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Cleopatra Murphy.
Well, there is a growing concern emerging from consumer protection about expired goods sold in stores throughout the Bahamas. Tonight, our Jolanda Thompson-Everest speaks with the executive chairman and filed this report.
The selling of expired goods remains a persistent issue, but the Consumer Protection Committee is doing its best to maintain control. This practice has become a common concern for many who have found themselves unknowingly purchasing outdated products. Senator Randy Roll, the executive chairman of the Consumer Protection Committee, stated that selling expired goods is not inherently legal. However, he clarifies the classification used when a store sells products that may have exceeded their expiration date.
There are some establishments that when an item the date has passed and they want to discount it. So it's three different categories in which we ask consumers to be to look out for. One is sell by date, best used by date, and those are determine the freshness of a particular product.
The senator emphasized that health is a top priority for the Consumer Protection Committee. He warns that consuming expired or unsafe products could lead to long-term health issues, and he is urging the public to pay close attention to the fine print on product labels.
We shop with our eyes, and so you would be in a food store and you would just pick up a loaf of bread, feel if it's soft, and say, you know what, you throw it in the trolley. We're asking consumers to be more alert when doing these things.
In the past, the executive chairman highlighted that some stores go as far as placing near expired goods at the front of shelves, particularly during the month when pensioners receive their checks.
During the time of month when old-age pensioners would receive their pensions, some stores have in the past been in violation of putting the near expired goods to the front of the shelves. And so these are things that we're trying to continue to educate the public on.
He further explains the penalties that stores could face if caught violating the Consumer Protection Act.
And there is redress. And of course, the consumer is always entitled to a refund in certain circumstances. Again, some stores may have a no refund policy, and that's against the law based on the new Consumer Protection Act. If you give someone cash, and again, it's a defective product, then you are entitled for a refund.
Roll is urging consumers to check the dates on everything they purchase, including items from the bakery. He emphasized that the law requires dates to be clearly labeled on cakes and bakery products as well. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Jolanda Thompson, Everest.
Thanks, Yolanda. Well, as many grapple with the aftermath of the latest brush fires here on the island, the Grand Bahama Power Company offers an update on their restoration efforts for customers who may still be experiencing loss of power. Shane Stubbs has more in this report.
Crews from the Grand Bahama Power Company have been working around the clock in their restoration efforts following the recent wildfires. And Director of Customer Operations, Jared Morris, was pleased to report that restoration has been going smoothly as crews continue to assess the affected areas.
We would have brought in a number of customers from the Regency area, along with Cranes Cove, and in addition to a number of other customers. Right now, we're still focusing on the Regency area that would have sustained extensive damages. We have some outages scheduled in order to restore those infrastructures and so on. So we look forward to that probably for an additional day or two.
A number of poles would have received damage as a result of the blazes' fury. So far, Moss says a total of 50 poles had to be replaced, with more to come based off ongoing assessments.
We do expect it to be quite a bit more based on the reports and information that is coming to us at the moment. But different areas have different risks, so once we're able to assess those risks and understand what needs to happen, we'll be able to complete those additional repairs.
Most of the outages would have occurred to prioritize the safety of the crews and residents due to the unpredictability of the flames, as well as damage incurred in the aftermath. Moss, however, cautions that it's a process and assures the GBPC is doing everything in their power to restore the affected areas.
We understand, you have extensive outages, but just bear with us. The crews are working around the clock to ensure that we restore power to you guys as quickly and as safely as possible. And we do appreciate your commitment and support in these efforts.
Now, Moss urged residents to stay up to date with the GBPC's social media platforms as restoration efforts continue. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shane Stubbs.
In news from police on Grand Bahama are investigating the circumstances surrounding an attempted suicide of a 28-year-old man that took place at a resort on Knott's Boulevard in Freeport on Monday, March 31st, 2025. Police were alerted shortly after 10 p.m. When responding, officers visited the scene and discovered the male suffering from alleged self-inflicted injuries about the body and a sharp object nearby. As a result, emergency medical services visited the scene, examined the victim and transported him to the Rand Memorial Hospital for medical attention and further evaluation. His condition is not known at this time.
And still to come.
Western District students explore career opportunities at a major job fair. That story, sports, and more when we return.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Dolly Madison. Get ready for the Freeport Business Expo Tourism Edition 2, happening May 1st and 2nd. Network, explore, and grow with top industry leaders. Register today at freeportbusinessexpo.com.
Catch the Easter sale at Esquire's during the month of April. Buy one suit and get a shirt and tie absolutely free. Give them a call today at 352-8816.
Calling all food vendors. Celebration Key is looking for popcorn, cotton candy, pretzel stands, and more. Submit now at celebrationkeygrandbahama.com. Deadline April 4th.
The Turks and Caicos Islands, a chain of jewels in the Atlantic, home to pristine beaches, vibrant culture, and a people standing at a crossroads. The 2025 general elections marked a defining moment in the archipelago's political landscape, one that would shape the destiny of these islands for the next 5 years. Over 6 days, I walked these streets, listened to the voices, and witnessed a nation in the Valley of Decision. This is their story. Join us as we give you the highlights of the recent general elections in the Turks and Caicos Islands on Sunday, April 6th at 7:30 p.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. Students in the Western District recently had the opportunity to explore various career options, engaging with some 15 companies to learn about different industries and future possibilities. Our Raven Davis was there and filed the details in this report.
You're never too young to map out your future. This, as students throughout the Western District were exposed to the vast opportunities available in several career fields. From the sweet life of a baker to getting dirty with agriculture, the students had their chance to learn about it all.
So what we have on displays, we have some seedlings, we have some parsley, we have some spinach. We felt it's important to come here to share with the youngsters what is agriculture? Why is agriculture important? Food sustainability, food security.
Even though this is not really our age bracket that we normally target, we felt like it was a good initiative to come and try and get the youth. When it comes down to basically crime, they have asked some very intelligent questions reference to that as well. So it's good to see that we can connect with them.
We are here today to just share some insight on what the power company is, what we have to offer, the careers that are endless.
The event is the brainchild of Danny Camp, school counselor at Holmes Rock Primary and Morak High School, and saw the participation of over 15 companies.
I noticed over the years that we've always done it for senior students. We've always done it for high schoolers. But at primary school, I too want to get them as early as possible just so that they can have a goal. They have something to go after, something to work towards. Everyone brought something that's hands-on to show them that it's not just all paper and computers. There's also some fun to it as well.
The students, clearly engaged, showed great enthusiasm throughout the day.
I have learned that every career job that you decide to pick is fun, and I like agriculture because I get to learn about plants.
It's okay to come over, for the younger children to come over here to be inspired so they can know whatever they want to be, so they'll be like, oh, I want to be a baker when I grow up.
It gives for a wide awakening for us children in this school, especially us in grade 12, because we can see the career paths that we want to take.
District Education Officer for the Department of Education, Candace Campbell, commending Ms. Camp for the success of the event and offered this insightful advice to the students.
No career, is more important than the other. Imagine a world without sanitation workers. And another thing I always want to tell these kids, and I told these kids, is that service is important.
Ms. Camp also sharing that while the initiative began in the Western District, the ultimate goal is to expand the program to Central Grand Bahama. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Raven Davis.
Certainly good stuff there. Well, the Department of Social Services in Grand Bahama hosting an empowerment seminar in honor of Social Work Month. The event focused on nourishing the whole person, recognizing the tireless efforts of social workers who dedicate their lives to helping others. Throughout the day, social workers participated in games and interactive workshops designed to refresh and rejuvenate them. For many, it was not just an opportunity to connect with colleagues, but also to take time for themselves.
This is the first time, and our social work committee saw it fitting today that we have this seminar so that our staff, not just our social workers, that they will feel empowered and know that they are appreciated. Oftentimes we face burnout in our profession, and we take it for granted. We take it for granted that we must just work. But there comes a time that we must take rest and recognize the need to look after ourselves.
Presenters offered valuable strategies to help social workers maintain their well-being, reminding them that self-care is key in a profession that often requires giving so much to others.
Mental health professionals to ensure that they're caring for themselves while they do the care work for others. That type of work really takes a toll. So we're going to be going over self-care techniques, mindfulness techniques, and things to just help them through the work that they do.
I mean, every day somebody is passing away based off of lack of taking care of the body. As far as, at least 3-4 times a week, try to, give the body some type of calisthenics, to watch what you eat. So it's basic information like that I want to share.
And oftentimes persons do not recognize that after they've gone through all the processes of detoxing and decompressing, after exercising, that their soul needs to be also nurtured. So today we're going to talk about soul cleansing, how we through biblical practices are able to offload some of the burdens that we picked up throughout the day, and especially as social workers.
Well, that's a look at stories making news. Jay, what's happening in sports?
Miko, is certainly an exciting game yesterday at the St. George's Gymnasium between the Tabernacle Falcons and the Sunland Stingers.
All right, the outcome is coming your way next, but first to check on the local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
'Cause it's so beautiful.
Art Lucaya returns April 4th through the 6th with steady sunward. From cocktail parties to student exhibits, get your tickets now at artlucaya.tickets.com and support local youth in the arts. Got Bahamian art, straw items, or junk new pieces? Celebration Key wants you. Submit now at celebrationkeygrandbahama.com. The deadline is April 4th.
Trying your luck doesn't always result in a win. In fact, it's easy to lose track of your spending when gambling regularly. Here are some ways you can gamble responsibly. Utilize financial planners to track your finances. These can be done digitally or on paper. Set a realistic budget and stick to it. And finally, monitor your winnings and losses weekly and monthly.
This message is brought to you by the Gaming Board for the Bahamas.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
Hi, I want to put some shoes on your feet.
I still want to put shoes on your feet.
I want to put some shoes on your feet.
And I still want to put shoes on your feet.
We still want to put shoes on your feet.
2 locations to put shoes on your feet. Downtown Freeport, and now our newest location in the Carmichael City Shopping Plaza, right behind the Walk-Up Wendy's, Carmichael Road West.
Hey, what's up, Grand Bahama? KB here. Hey, it's your boy D-Mark in the building.
Jump and dance, and hey, this is Gino D.
Hello, Wilford Solomon here.
Grand Bahama, what's up? Yours truly, Tico T here to let y'all know Sunday, April 28th, we are going to be in 8 Mile Rock.
It's going to be on Jonestown Fish Fry at the Sunset Village. To Grand Bahama, you all know I love you all so much.
Gates open at 7 p.m. I'll be in the house with all the Rick and Straight generals.
Back by the top tier band.
Gates going to open at 7 p.m. Show starts properly at 8 p.m. You will enjoy yourself. 8 for our homecoming.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jace Dilip, and welcome to Sports Top and Sports. The 2 top teams in high school basketball squared off in the Best of the Best championship game in a jam-packed gymnasium. It was a rematch of last year's title game between the Tabernacle Falcons and the Sunland Stingers. Here's Shane Stubbs, who was courtside for the game.
The Tabernacle Falcons needed an extra period, but they eventually got past their rivals in the Sunland Stingers 64-54 to be crowned this year's Best of the Best champions. Jarius Hall dropped 17 points in the win, securing the championship MVP award. Gianno Murray, on the other hand, was named the tournament MVP.
Big time shots for big time players. And he's a big time player. That's all it is. It's just about humbleness. That's all our coach
always put inside us, and we never scared of teams. The grind with us, it don't stop. We ain't the most skilled team, but we play the hardest. That's what make us win. We play the hardest, we got the most heart.
Dylan Morris was named the top defensive player, while coach Kevin Clark was dubbed coach of the tournament. Member of Parliament for West Grand Bahama, Kingsley Smith, was also in attendance.
What I've seen today, I'm sure all during the week, it was very exciting, like what you've seen here today. And so I'm happy to be here.
For ZNS Total Sports, I'm Shane Stubbs.
Sticking with hoops, scores from Night League Basketball Playoffs Game 2s. In the first game, ODS Fugees dominated Pizza at 106-77 to tie that series at one game apiece. Keyshawn Rowe led the Fugees with 26 points. In the win, Ahmad Pratt had 26 in the loss. In the next game, 242 Elite got the win, 93-84 over Connacht Shipping to sweep that series 2-0. Kivara Russell had a game by 28 points in the win. Harold Pinder scored 24 in a losing effort. And last in sports, Week 8, Little League Baseball scores. The Red Sox edge out the Lions 13-12 in A2 play. In 10U action, Bomber Rock Red Sox beat out the Lions 13-7. MSC Shippers came back to beat the Red Sox 5-4 in the next matchup. Now in 12U play, the Lions got the win against the Royals 6-4, and the Lions came out with a 9-7 win against the Yankees in 16U action. Ladies and gents, that's your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Do you want to find relief from common health concerns such as headaches, back pain, chronic inflammation, and more? How about improved sleep, boost energy, and improve overall well-being? Check out RA Balance Bahamas and get your body into balance with biomagnetic therapy. For all our social links, contacts, or to request an appointment, visit rabalancebahamas.com.
Attention all foodies, farmers, and fun seekers. The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources is bringing you the biggest agribusiness expo this year. That's right, from April 4th to 6th on the Gladstone Road Farmers Market grounds. It will be packed with exciting exhibits, expert workshops, farm animals for the kids, and even interactive games. Whether you're passionate about agriculture, marine life, or just love great food and family fun, this event is for you. See you there.
The Turks and Caicos Islands, a chain of jewels in the Atlantic, home to pristine beaches, vibrant culture, and a people standing at a crossroads. The 2025 general elections marked a defining moment in the archipelago's political landscape, one that would shape the destiny of these islands for the next 5 years. Over 6 days, I walked at these streets, listened to the voices, and witnessed a nation in the Valley of Decision. This is their story. Join us as we give you the highlights of the recent general elections in the Turks and Caicos Islands on Sunday, April 6th at 7:30 p.m. on the ZNS Television Network.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Special birthday greetings going out to Niecy Ferguson. I got your message. And happy birthday to my daughter celebrating her 10th birthday today. Happy birthday. And that's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Ramiko Knowles.
I'm Jay Philippe.
Thank you so much for tuning in. The Bahamas Tonight comes your way next. Here's a live look at them now.
Seems easy, but we put thought into what we're doing.
The Bahamas Tonight Access Now, here to inform, educate, and entertain. A new type of newscast featuring social media trends, news from around the islands, interviews with the people you like in our communities, sports, weather, and fabulous entertainment. That's a Bahamas Tonight Access Now with Marlena Leonard and LaDon Davis. 7:30, Monday to Friday. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Planning the execution of a newscast is serious business. From the assignment to the concept of the story, everything has to be precise, on point, always. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, is your trusted news service. We get it right the first time. Our preparation for you each night is done with care, knowing that our voices will reach you on 700 islands and keys with unquestionable accuracy. It gives me great pleasure each night to say,
welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. I'm your national anchor, Mukesh Lopinder.
At Fort Montague, I'm Opal Roach. This is ZNS.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, April 1st, no joke for Price Inspectorate staffers who hit the ground today ensuring compliance with the new reduced VAT rate. Also, 5 American vessels seized in a joint operation. Tune in for the details. And a new addition to Bahamas Air's growing fleet making its way home all the way from Europe. The Bahamas Tonight, the National Report, starts now. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the broadcast. It's the first of the month, but no April Fool's prank here. That cut the government promised on your grocery bill back in January took effect today. Our Lloyd Allen has more on how the adjustment was rolled out in today's top story.
Well, it's April 1st. A number of discounts expected across stores across the country in reference to reduction in VAT. Like these items, while they may appear to be similar, the Gatorade is discounted at that 5% VAT, while the added sugar beverage is still at 10%.
If you look at your receipt, every item is itemized, either T1 or T2.
Super Value Mackey Street store manager Nolan Adderley says their stores and other grocers continue to make adjustments on shelf prices.
So you're paying the tax 1 or tax 2. The tax 1 will be the tax that was always around, which is VAT 10%, and the new tax would have been VAT 5%.
Adderley adds if there is confusion, the details are on your receipt.
So you're paying the tax 1 or tax 2. The tax 1 will be the tax that was always around, which is VAT 10%, and the new tax would have been VAT 5%.
So we spoke with a number of shoppers to find out if they saw any differences. Here's one, and she's from Freeport as well. What did you see?
Well, I didn't realize today was the first and there was gonna be a change, but when you asked and I looked at the receipt, I noticed that there are 2 different totals for VAT.
We purchased some chips, some juice, some candies, water, and it reflects on your receipt. These children, they're in grade 6 at Sunland Baptist Academy.
On the count of 3, Sunland Academy. 1, 2, 3.
Sunland Academy!
It's a lot better, and I really appreciate it.
Now, beyond your level of satisfaction, officials say ensure you check your receipt before walking away from the register to ensure you get the discount you deserve. Reporting from Super Value Mackey Street for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Good job there, Lloyd. Well, as you just heard, stores across the country today introduced the new 5% VAT reduction on unprepared foods. While the transition has gone smoothly for the most part, Super Value President Deborah Simonet says because the changes are so comprehensive, customers may experience some minor confusion. Overall, though, she expects the process to be, well, almost seamless.
The thing is, we have our shelf talkers, or you may know them as shelf tags. And then we also have the individual stickers on the items. So it's not going to be so easy changing everything at once. So we're going to start with the shelf tags. Customers may come into the stores and find that all of the prices have not been changed as yet, but they can rest assured that when they get to the register, the prices will be correct.
We can also tell you tonight that Eleuthera grocers spent the past few days readying their systems to comply with the new value-added tax rate on unprepared food. But the same can't be said in the case of some Rock Sound shoppers. Here's what our Alta Vista Munnings discovered while visiting a food store in South Eleuthera just this morning.
Here at the Hall's Grocery and Variety Store in Rock Sound, Eleuthera were quite busy Tuesday morning. Many residents surprisingly didn't really know about the new value-added tax rate that was posted on food items as well as baby items and lunch items that started today. Here's some of their reactions. The new rate of value-added tax on food items that started today, are you aware of it?
No.
You don't know about it?
No.
But do you feel as though lowering food prices is a good thing?
Well, I think so. It's up to the people who own the place.
Mr. Hall was always reasonable on their stuff.
So you feel it's a good move for Eleuthera shoppers?
Yeah. It was always. But when you go to other restaurant shop, you got to carry a lot of paper.
Great. That's a wonderful idea. Move it all together. Hallelujah. We need it. Praise be to God.
The store's owner confirmed to our news team that he was busy for the past 2 days ensuring his software was compliant with the new value-added tax rate. Over at the food market at the marketplace, employees were testing their equipment on Monday to ensure the correct prices of food items are generated in accordance with the new VAT rate. However, owner and Eleuthera Chamber of Commerce President Thomas Sands shared this observation.
Even though there's a reduction of VAT, costs continue to escalate. Costs that are beyond the control of anybody on this island, in this country. And so the reality is, yes, you're going to pay less in VAT on food products, but the reality is, I don't see where the cost of food realistically is going to be reduced moving forward.
Now, most of the Eleuthera residents that we did speak with are very excited about the new value-added tax rate, and they're also anticipating a lower cost in their grocery items. Reporting from Rock Sound, Eleuthera, I'm Alta Vista Munnings. Back to you.
Well, thanks, Alto. In other news this evening, Bahamian authorities today making a significant seizure in waters off Paradise Island, bringing down an illegal operation underway for several months. Tonight, our Corval Pyfrom has the details in the ZNS News exclusive.
Tuesday's operation was carried out with little fanfare, barely making a splash. A joint task force representing the Port Department, Customs, and the Royal Bahamas Police and Defense Forces. For months, they'd been tipped off about a foreign company illegally operating a charter vessel service. And this was the day they moved in on them.
All are registered with cruising permit. They are not registered with the Port Department. So they are American vessels, all American vessels.
Head of the Maritime Revenue Enforcement Task Force, Commander Bertram Bullock, says in all, there were 5 craft confiscated. They were seized just off Paradise Island and brought Tuesday to the Defense Force's Harbor Patrol Unit on East Bay Street. The vessels are being held by Customs, and the owner has 30 days to present proper documentation, including permits and licenses, otherwise face losing these vessels altogether. The seizure of these vessels, officials say, is significant, also because they could have been for a variety of illegal activities.
The charter boat industry, which is reserved for Bahamians, is a lucrative industry. The Port Department, as the regulators and the licensing authority for such operation, it is our duty to ensure that all vessels operating under the Foreign Charter Boat Act or the charter industry is duly licensed.
These efforts protect our local economy and ensure that our citizens have the right to operate and make funds.
Authorities seem to think this activity is happening on a wide scale.
Vessels under cruising permit should be for bona fide visitors only, for no form of remuneration. And our investigation led us to believe that these were operating illegally as charters.
Tuesday's operation and subsequent seizure of these vessels is a part of a months-long investigation and collaboration among several government agencies. Officials confirming to us that several people have been detained for questioning, though they won't say specifically how many. They do stress, however, that this is a part of an ongoing investigation. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Corvell Pfeiffer.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more news in a moment.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Hey, look, KFC has an incredible promo.
I already had that for lunch.
Crunch your hunger cravings and satisfy the whole family with KFC bucket meals starting at just $20. Get freshly prepared golden fried chicken, buttery biscuits, and add your favorite large size. Bucket meals starting at just $20. KFC, finger licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
Attention all foodies, farmers, and fun seekers. The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources is bringing you the biggest agribusiness expo this year. That's right, from April 4th to 6th on the Gladstone Road Farmers Market grounds. It will be packed with exciting exhibits, expert workshops, farm animals for the kids, and even interactive games. Whether you're passionate about agriculture, marine life, or just love great food and family fun, this event is for you. See you there.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new
And dreams become your life.
This is my time.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
What is it? Oh, ghost pepper burger. Chicken. I always at Popeyes, so me just come and taste their chicken.
Wow.
Nice, crunchy. This is off the chisholm.
Wow, that is way better than I expected. Very spicy, extremely spicy actually. The bread is very soft. The chicken is juicy. Yeah, that's spicy food.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
Well, right now you're looking at a shot of the Ministry of Works and Family Island Affairs on John F. Kennedy Drive. In the background, the Attorney General's office and the Ministry of National Security. That drone shot courtesy of cameraman Neville Smith. Thanks, Neville. Welcome back. Well, joining me in studio, a man who's no stranger to our ZNS studios, but it goes without saying that we're always happy to have Executive Chairman and Managing Director of the Consumer Protection Commission, Senator the Honorable Randy Roll, with us, and who's just back from Grand Bahama. Senator Roll, you and your team on the ground conducting special inspections to ensure compliance. How did that go? Any challenges to report?
Actually, to be honest with you, it was very well. We were very well received. I think overall the team was pretty good. We got a minimal amount of complaints, and it was just some persons just wanting to be clear as to what were the full details. You know, when we said grocery items, when we said food items, some just thought grocery items as well. So this was something that was able to be cleared up right away, and I think everything else went pretty good.
Now, you mentioned confusion in some regards, and let's talk a little bit about that confusion in terms of, let's take, for instance, sugary items. For instance, while candies, sodas, chocolates retain, I understand, the 10% VAT, you still have sodas like Coke Zero that's designed to be sugar-free. Explain that for us.
Okay, yeah, well, again, this is something that was set forth by Inland Revenue. And so my team, we're just simply working as agents to make sure that where there are complaints and concerns, we take note of those concerns and we send them on to the relevant agencies.
How long will your team be on the ground here in New Providence as well as Grand Bahama, and any plans to go further into the Family Islands?
Most definitely. We plan to visit every Family Island once we have the opportunity, but definitely the way consumer protection works is where there is a complaint and a consumer files a complaint, we then send a team in that investigates and get back to them.
Well, that you hear directly from the mouth of Senator the Honorable Randy Roll, who also serves as the Executive Chairman and Managing Director of the Consumer Protection Commission. And as we said at the beginning, it's always a pleasure to have you, Senator Roll, in our presence. Thank you so much. Meantime, a former Prime Minister backs a newly appointed judge who lambasted the court system and warned that it could crush under the weight of long delays. ZNS News, the first to bring you the report on Justice Dale Fitzpatrick expressing anxiety over belabored delays in the administration of justice in this jurisdiction. He was warning local prosecution and defense attorneys in the case of Police Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson and others to have their ducks in a row. Felicity Darville has the story.
Former Prime Minister the Right Honorable Hubert Ingram, an attorney by profession, has issued a public letter in support of Supreme Court Justice Dale Fitzpatrick, who expressed his anxiety about the amount of backlog and delays in our judicial system. Mr. Ingram said too many cases take too long to go to trial in this country, such as a recent murder case for an incident that happened in 2019 and has just come to verdict 6 years later. Judges, he advised, must exercise their power to manage cases, and long delays and adjournments must not be allowed. Mr. Ingram said too many judges are inefficient at managing their time and take too long to deliver judgments. There are known cases, he said, where judges take more than 3 years to deliver a judgment, and some have retired without giving a written, reasoned judgment for oral decisions they have made. This, he said, is simply inexcusable. Lawyers contribute to the delays, he said, coming to court unprepared and overcommitting to too many cases. The Office of the Public Defender, Mr. Ingram added, needs more resources, and all of this has contributed to delays, backlog, and to people losing confidence in the judicial system. ZNS brought you breaking news on Friday past when Justice Fitzpatrick announced that he would be chopping down the long witness list proposed by the prosecution in the case of Police Chief Superintendent Michael Johnson and others, ensuring that only the most credible witnesses are brought to court who won't waste the court's time. He plans to preside over this trial for a month in March 2026. Mr. Ingram said that Justice Fitzpatrick has only been in the Bahamas for 3 months, and he's already recognized the grave problems we are facing. Now, progress has already been made in addressing these issues. The Court Services Act has come into effect, as well as trial by judge alone. The Supreme Court has introduced electronic filing and case management systems, and there's a new court complex dedicated to family matters. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darville.
Well, a new Bahamas Air new plane, soon a welcome boost to the national flag carrier. Bahamas Air has acquired a new 70-seat ATR-72 aircraft, and its managing director, Tracy Cooper, couldn't be more pleased.
It's going to be to enhance the product that we provide in and around the islands. And we're really happy to tell you that that airplane is actually in the sky. It left France this morning. It's on its way to Cape Verde Islands. In another 3 days or so, it will actually be here in the Bahamas. The Bahamas and the family of islands are actually growing as far as population. And we've had a bit of a struggle trying to keep up with all of the demands that are being placed on Bahamas Air. This aircraft is only an augmentation so that we can provide the expected service to the family of islands as they continue to grow.
Now, that new aircraft comes on the tail end of a pretty impressive spring break period, particularly considering Bahamas Air's traditional slump coming out of the busy Christmas period, as well as in the face of repairs on 2 downed planes.
Bahamas Air still has 2 of those airplanes that are still awaiting engines because of the manufacturer and the supply chain. The manufacturer is doing a little better job with that. And so we expect that at least one of those airplanes will be back in the sky shortly. We're hoping that by the summer traffic, summer flying, that we could have that airplane in the sky.
Well, Bahamas Air's managing director speaking on the sidelines of today's industry-wide training conference at the Bahamas Resort. It's there that the aviation director gave an update on airports throughout the country ahead of a national aviation strategic plan taking flight. Felicity Darville was there.
Aviation professionals coming together for industry-wide training designed to ensure that customer service is flying just as high as the Family Island revitalization of 14 airports across the Bahamas.
Bimini is on target to really be completed ahead of schedule. We are targeted Bimini by the end of December of this year. Airside work is going on right now in Bimini. Landside work is also happening. We have active airside and landside work going on right now in both New Bight and Arthurstown and Cat Island. We have restarted active work in Georgetown, Exuma. I know that a lot of persons were concerned about North Eleuthera, but as we speak right now, work is being completed in Governor's Harbour, and also preliminary works is taking place right now for the new North Eleuthera International Airport. Again, we have airports across the length and breadth of the Bahamas. Folks are speaking about Grand Bahama. Grand Bahama is going through right now a additional planning phase for phase 1 of the new Grand Bahama International Airport. So at least 14 airports will be getting focused attention as a part of what we coin the transformation, the renaissance of our family islands by focusing on the development of airport infrastructure.
Aviation Director Dr. Kenneth Romer said 300 people are training in person and another 1,000 virtually. They're also focused on training the youth.
And we established the Bahamas Aeronautical Academy. We would have been establishing MOUs with tertiary institutions. But before persons go to tertiary institutions, we thought it wise to establish in many of our high schools aviation clubs, aviation cadet programs. So we are actually going to predict and train what the next generation of aviation professionals look like.
The Department of Aviation's vision is taking flight in 2025 with a strategic focus on people, projects, and process. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Felicity Darville.
The Beat is after the break.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Full Call Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Stripe and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
It's a fact. Tasty Bites Instant Oats lowers cholesterol levels. So if you're looking to keep your heart healthy and reduce bad cholesterol, there's no better choice. Those wanting to lose weight also see results because Tasty Bites slows digestion, making you feel full longer. So if you want to lower your cholesterol, lose weight, and have healthy skin, try Tasty Bites Instant Oats today.
Need a DNA test to find out if someone is your father, your child, or your grandparent? Call DNA Direct at 324-0665.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Well, it's at this point that we check in with LaDawn and Marlena, who are just waiting on us to give us a sneak peek of Access Now. Ladies?
Well, Makushla, it's Autism Awareness Month, and we have Reach in the building to tell us all about it. I think, Marlena, you have that interview down for tonight, right?
Yes, I do. We're going to be learning all about some of the activities they're going to be having this month. The sunflower lanyards, I don't know if you've ever seen any of those around. They're going to tell us what exactly those are. There's a lot to learn. Really looking forward to it.
All right. Well, stay with us. The National Report is back after the break.
Diet-friendly special.
Sickness on the job is a possibility. During this time, the NIB Sickness Benefit works for you. Sickness benefit is for qualified insured persons unable to work as a result of a specified disease, physical, or mental disablement. To claim, complete the Med 1 benefit form. Section A of the form is completed by a physician only, verifying one's inability to work, citing the ICD-9 code, a description of diagnosis, and indicating the period of incapacity not exceeding 13 weeks per Med 1 form. The physician signs and dates the form and affixes an official stamp. Forms completed by physicians in another country are required to submit the doctor's or institution's card. The claimant must complete all other sections of the form. Section C is only to be completed by industrial accident claimants. The Med 4 form or employer certificate must accompany the Med 1 form. All forms must be submitted within 3 months of the date of sickness. Late claims are subject to review by the Late Claims Committee. For more information, visit the NIB website at nib-bahamas.com.
What if I told you Wendy's has a new burger? With a flavor so secret, it's almost too delicious to handle. Well, now it's time to unlock that flavor. Try the new Sweet and Smoky Barbecue Cheeseburger. We can't tell you everything, but we can tell you that it's packed with flavor, including our secret barbecue sauce. Try the new Sweet and Smoky Barbecue Cheeseburger today. Available for a limited time.